One of the things you mentioned in your book is something called an if-then statement. So can you explain
Mhm.
what they are and why they're helpful?
Yes, I forget the name. There's like an official name for it, but for me, it is the cause and effect of a story. And this is a really helpful outline tool that when I'm developing a story and a plot that I use, because you can write down and you can say, well, if a character does this or thinks this or feels this way, then this is the result. And it helps you double check to make sure that whatever you have that's causing something, there is a logical effect and that they're actually linked. Because you might have something that was like, well, if Cinderella wants to meet the prince, then she has to go to the ball. Well, that's a premise. There's nothing in that statement that's going to actually help you plot or write a book. So it's like, if she wants to meet the prince, or so if she wants to go to the ball, you almost like have to take some steps back. If she wants to the ball, then she's going to need a dress. Okay, well, that gives you at least a plot place. How is she going to get the dress? Okay, if she needs a dress, then she needs to figure out how to get it. So how does she get the dress? Okay, well, if she, cries really hard around a bunch of mice, then a good fairy will show up, so that kind of stuff, but those are how the if then statements work. So if you notice that your if statement doesn't give you any path or clue of how specifically to get to your then statement, then you know that you're missing something. You're missing that obstacle, you're missing your conflict, you're missing your goal, your plot, whatever. You're missing something that, your effect is not actually being triggered by your cause. And that helps a lot with plotting. And that way you can a lot of times people have problems with plotting because they're doing too general and they're looking too much at the big picture. And if you pull down and look specifically at what needs to be done, especially externally, because a lot of times you get that, well, they want to be happy, they want to find love, they want to live happily ever after. It's like, yeah, that's great, but that's internal. That's not external. So you think that what specifically has to be done? What's the specific problem? And then with your conflict, what specifically is in the way? What is keeping them from getting that, from resolving that problem, from getting that goal? And that's just a good format to get into because it'll help you avoid a lot of problems if you outline. Not everybody outlines. This could be a good revision tool. If you're more of a pantser and you just like to wing it, then when you're going back doing your revision, you can go through and outline your chapters and then do this if-then statement and make sure that your book is flowing the way you want it to flow. And if you run into problems, then at least you know where your weak spots are and you know exactly what to do